I spent 3 entire years thinking I was being responsible with my money. I had a budget set up. I was putting money into savings every month. I checked my bank account semi-regularly. I genuinely believed I was doing okay financially. And then one random Tuesday, I actually sat down and looked at my savings account balance and realized something terrifying. It was the exact same $2,000 I'd had a year ago. Not $2,100. Not $1,900. Exactly $2,000. I'd been working my butt off, saving money, and making literally zero progress because I kept dipping into it for random stuff without even noticing. That was the moment I realized having good intentions with money means absolutely nothing. If you're not actually checking in on your finances regularly, I wasn't being irresponsible. I just had no system for staying aware of what was really happening with my money month to month. My name is Don, and I used to think checking my finances once or twice a year was enough, when really the difference between financial chaos and financial control is a 10-minute monthly check-in that keeps you aware and on track. And here's what I figured out. You don't need to obsess over money every day or spend hours on budgeting. You need one focused 10-minute session at the end of every month that resets everything and sets you up for success. And stick around because I've created a completely free template that walks you through this entire process step by step. I'll tell you how to get it at the end of this video, and trust me, it makes this whole monthly reset thing so much easier. All right, let me start by explaining why monthly check-ins matter way more than you probably think. Why the monthly reset changes everything. Here's the thing about personal finance. It's really easy to think you're doing fine when you're actually not. You've got money in your account, you're not overdrafting, bills are getting paid, so everything must be okay. Right? Wrong. Because without regular check-ins, you miss stuff. You miss subscriptions that renewed. You miss slow spending creep where you're spending $50 more on eating out this month than last month. You miss opportunities to move extra money to savings. You miss fraudulent charges on your credit card. You miss the fact that you've been about to start investing for 6 months but haven't actually done it. The monthly money reset is your chance to step back, look at the full picture, and make sure you're actually moving in the right direction. It's like a monthly health check for your finances. When I started doing this 10-minute reset every month, I caught so many things I'd been missing. I found a gym membership charging me $35 per month that I'd forgotten about. I noticed my grocery spending had crept up from $280 per month to $380 per month over 3 months without me realizing. I saw that I was paying off my credit card, but then immediately charging it back up, so my balance never actually decreased. None of this stuff was catastrophic, but it was death by 1,000 cuts. Small leaks that were preventing me from making real financial progress. The monthly reset plugged those leaks. So that's why we're doing this. Not because you need to be obsessive about money, but because 10 minutes of focused attention once a month prevents months of financial drift. Now, let me walk you through the exact 10-minute checklist I use at the end of every month. Minutes 1 to 2, income verification, and reality check. The first thing you're doing is confirming exactly how much money came in this month. Not what you think you made, what actually hit your accounts. Open your bank account and look at all deposits from the past month. Your paychecks, any side hustle income, any random money that came in, add it all up. This is your actual income for the month. For most people with a regular salary, this step takes 30 seconds because it's just 2 paychecks. But if your income varies or you have multiple income streams, you need to actually calculate the total. I do this because I've had months where I thought I made my normal amount but actually made less because I took unpaid time off or had fewer hours or whatever. If I don't know my actual income, I can't accurately assess whether my spending was reasonable for that month. Write down your total income for the month. That's step 1 done. Minutes 3 to 4, spending reality check. Now you're going to look at what you actually spent this month. This isn't about categorizing every transaction into 20 different buckets. This is about getting a rough total and seeing if anything looks crazy. Look at your bank account and credit card statements for the month. What's the total of everything that went out? If you use multiple cards, add them all up. When I do this, I'm looking at my main checking account transactions and my one credit card. I don't categorize everything, I just eyeball it and see if anything jumps out as unusual. Did I spend $800 on something weird? Did I make some big purchase I forgot about? Is there a charge I don't recognize? The key question here is, does this month's spending look normal compared to previous months? Or did something unusual happen? I had a month where I noticed I'd spent $450 more than usual and couldn't figure out why. Turned out I'd bought plane tickets for a trip and completely forgotten to budget for them. Without this monthly check, I wouldn't have caught it and would have been confused about why I didn't save as much that month. You're not trying to analyze every dollar here. You're just making sure nothing crazy happened and you're aware of your general spending level. Minutes 5 to 6. Savings and debt progress check. This is where you see if you actually made progress this month or if you just treaded water. First, check your savings accounts. What's the balance compared to last month? Did it go up, down, or stay the same? If it went down, why? Was it a planned expense or did you raid your savings without meaning to? I keep a simple spreadsheet where I log my savings balance on the last day of every month. It takes 10 seconds and it lets me see the trend over time. Some months I save $500, some months I save $200, but as long as the overall trend is up, I'm making progress. Second, check your debt balances. Credit cards, student loans, car loans, whatever debt you have. What's the balance compared to last month? This is critical because it's really easy to think you're paying off debt when you're actually just treading water. You make your $100 credit card payment, but then you charge $95, so your balance barely changes. Without checking the actual balance, you don't realize you're not making real progress. When I started doing monthly debt checks, I realized I'd been paying off my credit card for 6 months, but the balance had only gone down by $200 total because I kept using it. That monthly reality check made me realize I needed to either stop using the card or increase my payments significantly. Write down your current savings balance and debt balances. Compare them to last month. Are you moving in the right direction? Minutes 7 to 8. Subscription and recurring charge audit. Once a month, you need to scan through your statements and look at every recurring charge to make sure you actually want to keep paying for it. Subscriptions are sneaky. You sign up for a free trial, forget to cancel, and suddenly you're paying $15 per month for something you used once. Or you subscribe to something you genuinely used for a while, but now you don't, and it just keeps charging you. Go through your bank and credit card statements and look for anything that repeats every month. Netflix, Spotify, gym memberships, app subscriptions, Amazon Prime, meal kit services, whatever. For each one, ask yourself, did I actually use this in the past month? Is it worth the money? I do this audit every single month, and I'd say every 3 or 4 months I find something to cancel. Last month, I found a $9.99 app subscription I'd completely forgotten about. Over the past year, this monthly audit has probably saved me $300 to $400 by catching subscriptions I wasn't using. This isn't about being cheap and canceling everything. It's about being intentional. If you're using Spotify every day, keep it. If you signed up for a meditation app 6 months ago and haven't opened it since week 2, cancel it. Cancel anything you don't actively use. The money you save here goes straight to your financial goals. Minutes 9. Next month's plan and adjustments. Now that you know what happened this month, you're going to make any necessary adjustments for next month. Based on what you learned in your reset, what needs to change? Did you overspend on eating out and need to cut back? Did you have extra money left over that should go to savings? Did you realize you're not saving enough for an upcoming expense? This is where you make small tweaks to your budget or financial plan for the next month. You're not overhauling everything, you're just fine-tuning based on reality. When I do this, it usually sounds like, okay, I spent too much on eating out this month, so next month I'm cutting that budget from $250 to $200. And I have extra money this month, so I'm going to do a one-time transfer of $150 to my emergency fund. And I need to remember that car insurance is due next month, so I need to set aside $75. Write down 2 or 3 specific adjustments or reminders for next month. This keeps you proactive instead of just reacting to whatever happens. Minute 10. Goal progress check and celebration. The last minute of your monthly money reset is about checking in on your bigger financial goals and acknowledging your progress. What are you working toward? Building a $1,000 emergency fund? Paying off a credit card? Saving for a down payment? Investing consistently? Whatever your goals are, check your progress. If your goal is a $1,000 emergency fund and you started the year at $0, where are you now? $400? $600? You're making progress even if you're not there yet. This part is important because personal finance is a long game, and it's easy to get discouraged if you only focus on how far you still have to go. The monthly reset forces you to acknowledge how far you've come. I keep a simple goal tracker where I write down my main financial goals at the beginning of the year and then check them every month. Emergency fund, $1,000, and I write the current balance next to it. Watching that number go up every month is incredibly motivating. And here's the key. If you made any progress this month, celebrate it, even if it's small. You saved $200 this month when you were only saving $50 before? That's worth acknowledging. You paid an extra $30 toward debt? That's progress. Financial wins don't have to be huge to matter. Small, consistent progress is how you build wealth. What this looks like in real life. Let me show you what my actual monthly money reset looks like so you can see how simple it really is. I do mine on the last day of every month, usually Sunday evening, and I open up a simple spreadsheet I keep and go through my checklist. For December 2025, my income for the month was $3,100 from 2 paychecks at $1,550 each. My total spending was around $2,650, which I verified by checking my bank and credit card, and it looked pretty normal. My savings balance was $4,250, which was up from $3,900 the previous month. So that's a plus $350 increase. My credit card balance was $0 because I paid it in full and kept it at zero. For subscriptions, I canceled Audible at $14.95 per month since I wasn't using it. And for next month adjustments, I noted that car registration is due at $180. So I need to set aside money and that groceries were high. So I need to watch my spending there. For goal progress, my emergency fund goal is $5,000 and I'm currently at $4,250, so I only have $750 left to go. Total time for all of that was 8 minutes. That's it. That's my entire monthly money reset. No complicated spreadsheets, no hours of analysis, just a quick check-in to make sure I'm aware and on track. The mistakes that kill your monthly reset. Let me tell you what will sabotage this habit if you're not careful. Mistake 1, not scheduling it. If you tell yourself you'll do it sometime this month, you won't do it. Pick a specific day, last day of the month, first day of the month, whatever. Put it in your calendar with a reminder. Mistake 2, trying to make it too detailed. You don't need to categorize every transaction. You don't need fancy charts. You just need the basics. Income, spending, savings, debt, subscriptions, and goals. Keep it simple or you'll quit. Mistake 3, beating yourself up over bad months. Some months you'll overspend. Some months unexpected expenses will hit. The reset isn't about judgment, it's about awareness and adjustment. Just note what happened and move forward. Mistake 4, not actually making changes based on what you learn. The reset is pointless if you see that you overspent on eating out for 3 months in a row and do nothing about it. The whole point is to identify issues and fix them. Mistake 5, skipping months because nothing changed. Even if you think everything is the same, you need to do the reset. That's how you catch the subscriptions you forgot about, the slow spending creep, the debt that's not actually decreasing, the compound effect of monthly resets. Here's what happens when you do this every single month for a year. Month 1, you catch a couple of subscriptions you forgot about. Save $30 per month. Month 3, you notice your grocery spending has been creeping up. You cut it back and save $50 per month. Month 5, you realize you have extra money and increase your automatic savings by $100 per month. Month 7, you notice a fraudulent charge of $87 on your credit card and get it reversed. Month 9, you see you're almost at your emergency fund goal and get motivated to finish it. Month 12, you look back at the year and realize you saved $2,800 more than the previous year, paid off a credit card, and actually stuck to your financial goals for the first time ever. None of this happens without the monthly reset. It's the consistent monthly attention that catches small problems before they become big ones and identifies small opportunities that compound over time. I've been doing monthly resets for almost 3 years now. In that time, I've probably saved $5,000, plus just from catching forgotten subscriptions, noticing spending creep, and making small adjustments. And more importantly, I've gone from feeling confused and overwhelmed about money to feeling in control and aware. Getting your free template. Now, I've created a simple template that walks you through this entire monthly money reset process. It's the exact format I use every month, and I'm giving it to you completely free. You'll find the link in the description below. Just download it, print it, or save it to your device and use it at the end of every month. The template has all the sections we just covered: income check, spending check, savings and debt progress, subscription audit, next month adjustments, and goal tracking. Everything you need in one simple page that takes 10 minutes to fill out. And if you find this template helpful and want to support the channel in creating more useful free resources like this, I'd really appreciate it if you'd consider leaving a super thanks. It genuinely helps me keep making content and templates that actually help people with their finances, so thank you in advance if you choose to do that. Grab that template from the description and commit to using it at the end of this month. That's your first step, making it actually happen. The hardest part of the monthly reset isn't doing it, it's remembering to do it and building the habit. Here's how to make it stick. Strategy 1. Calendar reminder. Put a recurring calendar event on the last day of every month with an alert. Monthly money reset, 10 minutes. When the alert pops up, do it immediately. Strategy 2. Pair it with something you already do monthly. If you already have a monthly team meeting at work on the last Friday, do your money reset that evening. If you already meal plan on the first Sunday of the month, do your money reset right after. Strategy 3. Track your streak. I have a simple note on my phone where I check off every month I complete my reset. Seeing a 6-month streak makes me not want to break it. Strategy 4. Make it pleasant. I do my reset with good coffee on a Sunday morning when I'm relaxed. It's not a chore, it's just a quick check-in. Find a time and environment that doesn't feel stressful. The goal is to make this as automatic as brushing your teeth. It's just something you do at the end of every month. No big deal. Takes 10 minutes. Keeps you on track. And look, you don't need to be obsessive about money or track every dollar or spend hours on budgeting spreadsheets. But you do need to check in regularly and make sure you're making progress instead of just drifting. The monthly money reset is that check-in. 10 minutes, once a month, that keeps you aware, catches problems early, and ensures you're actually moving toward your financial goals instead of just hoping you are. Don't forget to grab the free monthly money reset template from the description below. Then drop a comment telling me what day of the month you're going to do your reset and what financial goal you're working toward. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks for watching, and remember, financial progress happens when you pay attention consistently, not when you panic once a year. Download that template, set your reminder for the end of this month, and do your first reset. I'll see you in the next one.